What's happening, kids? Welcome to 2021.
Happy New Year!
Oh, we're here. We made it to 2021, and I'm gonna just say, so far, so good for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's been good.
Good 3 days?
Oh yeah, I mean, very solid. How about you?
Right, same.
Good, good.
Look.
This is her motto for 2021.
This is my motto for 2021.
It's like a mindset, right? It's like a mindset. You are going to be winning this year. I tried it on, but it didn't fit, so I guess I'm gonna have to find a new motto.
I actually offered to make him a shirt like this so that we could be winning at 20.
Ooh, that would be good. That'd be good. Because we look very similar, the two of us, yes.
Right? But it'd be too confusing.
Yeah, so kids, listen, 2021, new year, exciting times. You guys are still on Christmas break, which is cool.
Yes.
And so, I don't know, I mean, maybe we should just kind of get right into the episode, jump into our first game. Our first game. If you guys nail this game, you can say, I haven't had a bad game all year. Every game I play this year, I've dominated.
That's right.
You could totally say that if you do that right now.
Then you'll be winning.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. You have to make shirts for everyone.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, kids.
Raise your hand if you want one.
I see you.
Okay.
I see you in the back.
Right.
Yeah, I see you.
Okay.
Okay. That's never mind. Anyway. Okay, kids, enjoy the game. Should we just start it off with a 1, 2, 3?
Let's do it.
All right, here
Ready?
we go. Davito, brace yourself. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Roll it, Davito.
I see what you did. Oh, that was a little shaky.
Little balance issues.
What's happening, kids? It's me, Mr. Ryan, live and in person. That's right, I'm not an emoji this week, but I am here with my real self, ready to do a real fun game with you kids. It's a super simple game called Will It or Won't It Float? I take random objects and I put them in the water, and you have to guess, will it float or won't it float? I think if you can get the majority of them right, you're doing pretty well, because I'm telling you right now, I don't have a clue whether most of these objects will float or won't float. So I will guess along with you, and we'll see how we both do at the end of this game. So let's get down to business with will it or won't it float? All right, kids, round 1 is the orange. You tell me, will this orange float or won't it? All right, I'm gonna guess that it will float. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, that's an easy one. It's bobbing up and down. We've got ourselves a floater, kids. Did you get it right? I hope you did. I'm gonna guess that most of you did, but we'll see. Let's move on to the next one. Next up, kids, we have the avocado. I don't know if it's a fruit or a vegetable, but more importantly, is it a floater or a sinker? You tell me, is it gonna float or will it not float? All right, I'm gonna guess once again that it will float. So let's see. Ooh, it's floating, but not quite as buoyantly as the other one was. So kids, that's 2 floaters, no sinkers. I hope you've gotten them both right so far. Let's move on to the next round. All right, next up we have an apple. But since the other fruits have been floating so much, I figured we should make this one more challenging. It is an apple wearing an Apple Watch. Will it or won't it float? I'm gonna guess that it will not float, that the watch will overpower the buoyancy of the apple. Let's see. Oh my goodness! It looks like we've got ourselves another floater. The Apple Watch could not sink the apple. That is 3 floaters and no sinkers. Next up, we've got a Snickers. The question is, will this Snickers sink or will it float? You tell me. My guess is that the Snickers will float. Let's see. Oh, it's definitely a floater. Kids, everything floats. That's what we learned in our game today, is that nothing on this planet doesn't float. Next up, we have got the banana. This is our final fruit. The question is, will we be 4 for 4 with floating fruits, or will we have ourselves a sinker with this banana? Kids, what do you think? Is it a floater or a sinker? I'm going to guess that we have another floater. Let's see. Yeah, my goodness. Fruit floats. We have proven scientifically that all fruit everywhere floats, because the 4 that we tested did float. So that means that all fruit floats, right, kids? Maybe not, but hey, we've got ourselves a floater. All right, kids, I know I told you that we were done with fruit, but I just realized I have a blackberry bubbly. And the question I have for you is, will this float? I am going to guess that this will float. Basically everything is floating, but let's see if this one is in fact a floater. This is remarkable. I have a regular stick of wrapped butter from my house. My question for you is, will it float or will it sink? You tell me. Okay, kids, maybe it's just because I'm getting bored of seeing things float, but I am gonna guess that this butter sinks. I hope it sinks. I need something to sink because it's kind of getting boring watching it all float, so let's see. Oh my goodness! Kids, butter floats! That is interesting. I know for a fact that soccer balls float, that footballs float, basketballs float. They're all full of air, but my question is, does a baseball float? My guess is that we will have a floating baseball. Yeah, the baseball floats. And this one, I'll be honest with you, I kind of knew it because I've been to a game in San Francisco where a guy hit a ball into the water, and guess what? It floated. All right, kids, I have a box of Milk Duds. I'm not gonna pour the box in there, but I am gonna pour 3 of them in there, or 2 of them in there. 3 of them, I'll pour 3 and then I'll eat 3 later because, you know, I mean, I don't wanna waste them, so. Anyway, Milk Duds, will they or won't they float? My guess is that these dense little pebbles of chocolate and caramel will sink. Come on, baby, sink. Hey, we've got some sinkers, kids. Finally. Do you guys think I can still eat them? I mean, it's just water. I mean, I just got this hose water, but I mean, let's see. Let's give it a try here. Ooh, it's brisk. Oh yeah, that's still good. All right, we'll be back with hopefully another sinker. We have a marshmallow up next. Now, obviously, we know that marshmallows float because they float in your hot cocoa, which I'm hoping you guys enjoyed over the the winter break here while it's been a little chilly. But my question is, will a marshmallow with a quarter stuck into the side of it, will that float? I think it's going to be overpowered by the weight of the quarter. I think we've got ourselves a sinker here. Let's see. No! That's amazing! That's one strong marshmallow. All right, kids, I know I told you I was done with the fruit, but I forgot I had a kiwi. This little baby feels dense. It feels like it wants to sink, but it's a fruit, and they're all supposed to float. So let's see if it sinks or floats. Tell me what you think it's gonna do. I think it's going to abide by the law of the fruit, which means it's going to float just like the other ones did. Let's see. Oh my. We just found a fruit that doesn't float! The kiwi is a sinker! Wow. Next up, we have some delicious Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce. My question is, does it float or does it not float? My guess is that because there's some level of air sealed in the package that this will float. So let's see. Oh yeah, it's a floater. All right, kids, you might think this one's a little bit, we've already done this one, but I wanted to try chalk that was sidewalk chalk, not the whiteboard chalk. There's something about this one that just seems a little bit like lighter, a little more porous, which means it has like tiny little microscopic holes in it compared to the very dense chalk you use for a chalkboard. So, will it float or won't it float? All right, here we go. I'm gonna guess that this one will not float. Oh my goodness! Actually, that's crazy. Sidewalk chalk floats, but the whiteboard chalk does not. That is science, and it's interesting. Next up, I have a plastic Stegosaurus. I think this is a Stegosaurus, and I need you to know this is not a squeaky toy. There's nothing squeaky about it. It is hard. So, I don't know. Plastic toy dinosaur. Will it or won't it float? All right, my guess is that this, although it is heavy and hard and plastic, I think there's enough air in there to make it float. So I think he's going to float. Let's see. Definitely a floating dinosaur. All right, kids, we are on our final round, our final object to test, and it is going to be a Christmas candy cane. My question is, will this bad boy sink or will it float? You tell me. The fact that there's very little air trapped in this package is pretty much a very tightly wrapped thing. I'm gonna say that this will sink. Here we go. Oh, I ended on a winner. I hope you did too, kids. This was our first time doing Will It or Won't It. I think we'll do some more of these games in the future. I hope you had fun. I hope you did well. And I hope you're enjoying your new year, kids, because I know I am. I will see you guys soon. Until next time, I guess, take it easy.
Do you get to wear the shirt or?
All episode long.
Oh, so
I have no intention of taking it.
But I'm saying like you earned that shirt in the game. You did well?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna take that as a maybe. I don't know. That seems, kids. I hope you did well. I hope the game wasn't too much for you. I hope you started 2021 on a big W, a little big W. That means you got the win. So
win.
Oh, that's all I do. No matter what. Yeah.
Can I just lead us into worship?
Oh, please do. Please do.
That is what you do. It has to do with this theme, Ryan.
Let's hear how you tie. There's no way you can tie this.
Watch this. Watch what I do here. Okay, so. Jesus.
Yes, so far I'm with you.
Okay.
Yes.
Jesus came.
Got it.
Jesus lived a perfect life.
Gotcha.
Jesus loved and he healed and he served, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he died on the cross.
Okay.
And it felt like a big
loss. But it wasn't a loss.
It was his loss, but because of his loss, we win.
That is so.
Isn't that crazy?
And Jesus even said that. Yeah.
But then. Can we talk about Easter?
Oh,
Easter.
that's the win. That's
he won.
Oh.
He conquered it all.
I was a little worried. Okay, I see what you went.
So then everybody wins, you guys. We've got a God who has won. He has won, and because he won, we win.
You are masterful.
Do you see what I'm doing?
I don't know how she does this, kids. I don't know how. I was like, where is she going? And here we are, perfectly segued into worship. That was great.
Oh my goodness. So we have our song, He Has Won, you guys. I love it. And also, one of my favorites, Chasing After Me. It just feels right on this first weekend of 2021.
Yes, I love it.
Chasing after us. Well, there's nowhere we can go where his love is not with us.
I love it. Kids,
right?
let's
Pursuing us.
Get down to worship. Are you ready? Get up off your couch. Stand up. Get ready because here it comes.
I knew you were going to say that.
He's the chosen one, he's the champion, the winner for all time. With me to the end, Jesus is my friend, he's always by my side. Anything I face, he will be my strength. I'm his and he is mine. I'm forever free, nothing's stopping me, because he gave his life. Shout it out, it's not over, I am more than a conqueror, with Christ like my feet are always in motion, taking me to anywhere but where you want me. I try to keep things constantly moving, hoping for a faster way than what you're doing. But your love is chasing after me, it's chasing after me. There's nowhere I could ever hide, 'cause you keep coming. Your love is chasing after me, it's chasing after me. And I don't know what I've been running from.
You seem to always know what I'm thinking. No wonder why I feel so tired from my escaping. I see it's all a matter of choosing, but I've learned without your love I'll end up losing.
'Cause your love is chasing after me, it's chasing after me. There's nowhere I could ever hide, 'cause you keep coming. Your love is chasing after me, it's chasing after me. And I don't know where I've been running, 'cause you never let me down. You're there when I turn around, pointless to try and run away. I know there's nothing I could do, I know there's nothing left to prove. This love will never ever fade. 'Cause your love is chasing after me, it's chasing after me. There's nowhere I could ever hide, 'cause you keep coming. Your love is chasing after me, it's chasing after me. And I don't know where I've been running. Your love is chasing after me, chasing after me. There's nowhere I could ever hide, 'cause you keep coming. Your love is chasing after me, chasing after me. And I don't know what I've been running from. I've been running from, chasing after me. I've been running from.
So, that was great. That was fantastic.
Always.
Your worship team never ceases to amaze me, and I'll just be honest, that was one of my resolutions has just been fulfilled. So far, I'm flawless.
Wait, what?
I was just, I made a resolution. I know I don't like to share these because they're kind of personal, but it was every time during worship, I want to just get up and have an amazing time worshiping. And guess what? 1 for 1. 1 for 1. I was
way.
up, I was off the couch, I was doing my thing. That was kind of disturbing right there. Okay, anyway, sorry kids.
I am also 1 for 1.
Oh, was that one of your resolutions? That's kind of like...
No,
Yeah,
that
you
wasn't
don't
my
even need that.
resolution. But my resolution was to eat chocolate every day.
Wow.
And guess what?
What did you have today?
I had a Lindt chocolate ball.
Oh my.
It's like a
is it
chocolate
Lindt?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not Lindt ball.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh
really
my
that'd be funky if you
goodness,
dipped a
no.
Lindt ball in chocolate. Yeah.
Ew, no.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, hey, this
They're my
whole
favorite.
idea of resolutions reminds me of the message from last week, and it actually kind of sort of sets up for this week. This idea of kind of like having a goal, having aims, and so next week we are starting a new season of this show,
right.
and next week we'll be starting a new series. But this week I want to do one more message talking about this idea of how you allow this new year, new beginnings, to inspire you to make positive changes.
Can I have a
in your
seat?
life.
I feel like I need to take notes.
Okay, well that's up to you. That's up to you.
This is going to be good. Let me go get my journal.
Okay, while she's doing that, kids, you can just hang out, tune in, open your eyes, open your ears, because I think that this will be encouraging. So kids, check it out.
What's happening, kids, and Happy New Year. It's me, Mr. Ryan, with a New Year's message, but I want to start by telling you about a game I used to play with my kids. You see, when my kids were with me at the park or a movie or maybe at Costco or just anywhere around town, I used to tell them, we'd get in the car and I'd say, all right, Ashlyn or Aubrey or Bryson or Jackson, I'd pick one of them and I'd say, your job is to get us home. Meaning you have to tell me when to turn, where to turn, and I would just see how well my kids knew the directions to get back to our house from where we were. And it was kind of fun, and the kids did pretty well with it usually, but it was a game that was just innocent fun. Now, let me tell you about something that's a lot more important than just innocent fun, and that has to do with the directions we choose when it comes to the lives that we live. What I mean by that is that each and every one of us are constantly making choices that are leading us in different directions. Each day, we have opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to make choices that will lead us down one path or the other. Now, one of my absolute favorite messages I've ever heard from a pastor is a message called The Principle of the Path by a pastor named Andy Stanley. And basically, the entire series just tells one super important fact. And it basically says that it's the direction we take, not the desire of our heart, that determines where we end up. Now, some of you guys are kindergartners thinking, what did you just say? Well, let me try as best I can to explain it. What this pastor was trying to help people understand was the idea that it doesn't matter where we might want to go. If we don't make the right steps in the directions that we take, we'll never end up where we want to go. And basically the idea is that it's not just about what we desire or wish we could be in life or what we wish we could accomplish or where we wish we could go. It all comes down to the moments when we take steps in different directions. Now for us, that could be as simple as choosing what we have for lunch on a given day, or choosing who we spend time with, or choosing when we wake up. I mean, all of these choices throughout each and every day help get us to where we are in life. Now, there's so many different times in the Bible where God will talk to people about being aware of the choices we make, whether we choose to follow him and obey him or whether we choose to do something else. There's times in the Bible where he talks about when people prepare to build things, they don't just randomly start grabbing supplies, but they sit down and they plan out how they're going to build what they want to build. And there's other times where it'll tell people to count the costs before you just set out on some journey. Now today, the passage I want to talk about is a beautiful, simple passage that many of you have probably heard. It's a parable about two houses, and one of them is built on the rocks, and one of them is built on the sand. Let me read it to you. It's from Matthew chapter 7, and here's what it says. It says, anyone who hears the words of Jesus and does them, this is Jesus talking, so he says, anyone who hears these words of mine and does them, he shall be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And when the rain comes pouring down and the floods come and the winds blow and they beat upon that house will not fall because it was founded on the rock. It was planned and built on the rock. When this person chose to build their house, they took steps and went in the direction of building wisely. And he says there's another person who built a house. And he said this is like the person who hears Jesus' teaching and doesn't do it. He says this person is like like a foolish man who builds his house on the sand. And it says when the rains descend and the floods come and the winds blow and that house is just beaten with wind and rain and all the elements, that house comes crumbling down because when that person built the house, they chose different directions. They didn't choose to wisely trust and follow God. And so this is not a story so much about building houses. It's a story about whether or not you choose to be wise and trust and follow what God is inviting us to. Now, the reason I wanted to share this message with you guys around New Year's is because we all have this fresh start. What are we going to do with our 2021? I was talking 2 days ago with my wife about how I'm going to try to lose some weight in 2021. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter how much I wish that I was thinner. It doesn't matter how much I really, really, really want to be thinner. If I don't take the right steps towards cutting the calories that I eat, and I don't take the right steps towards trying to burn more calories by working out, guess what? It doesn't matter how bad I wish I was thinner, I won't get there. Because that's the principle of the path. It's not me desiring to be thinner that will make me thinner. It's me choosing to do the things that actually get me there. That's what will make it happen. So kids, I don't know what your goals are for 2021. I don't know if you have a desire to do better in school, or maybe you have a desire to grow in your friendship with one of your siblings, or maybe you have a desire to I don't know, just to accomplish something new in a sport or an activity, or maybe there's a musical instrument you want to learn. I don't know what it is. Maybe you want to, grow closer in your relationship with God and understand more about who Jesus is and how much he loves you. All of these things are fantastic things to want. But I don't care what it is that you're chasing after this year, you cannot expect to get it if you don't start taking the wise steps to get there. And the number one most wise step that any of us can take in anything we're pursuing is to do the best we can to trust, obey, and follow what God calls us to. Because that pretty much touches every one of those areas, one way or another. What God calls us to, this life of trusting in him, this life of being selfless and kind and generous, everything that he invites us to, I'm telling you, it will affect pretty much any area of your life if you allow it to. So hey, it's 2021. I don't know what your goals are, but I believe that you can reach them. But again, the key is to start making wise decisions that get you there. Kids, I can't wait to chat with you next week. I'll be back. Take it easy until then.
All right, Miss Carrie, I do need to tell you that I had another resolution. Another one that involved me becoming a little more well-rounded. And don't make a well-rounded joke, okay? I know I'm well-rounded.
I had a whole list forming in my head of all the things you could work on.
No, well, oh my.
Do you want some help?
No,
with your list?
There's one thing in particular that I am focusing on.
Okay.
So you would say that you're more of a creative type, right?
Yes, definitely.
And I'm kind of just like sports guy, right? That's kind of my thing, competitive, although you are very, very competitive, hence the shirt. Yeah, but what I was thinking is,
more than people would think, I think.
What if I got a little bit better at things like arts and crafts?
You should hang out at Carrie's Craft Corner!
Oh my gosh.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Oh, I do want to do that this year. I want to do that more. I want to actually do the crafts you do.
Oh.
Because I'll be honest with you, I've been a little afraid to do the crafts in the past.
Oh.
But this time I'm thinking there's another person who can help me get a little crafty. And you know who he is?
Put your craft on.
With
David Mickey
Matsumoto. This is our Disney loving friend, David Matsumoto. He is a drawer. He is a origami-er.
Can I just admit to you something?
Yes.
I am not a good drawer.
Oh, well, hey.
And I'm not good at saying drawer.
Dave, well, yeah, that's a tough word.
It is a hard word.
It almost sounds like you're saying drawer, like where you keep your clothes or something, right?
Yeah.
But this is about drawing, and we're going to do it with Mr. Matsumoto. It's going to be amazing.
Okay.
And I'm excited.
Should I get paper?
Yeah, you get paper, I'll get paper, and kids, you just get your paper, get a pen, get a crayon, get something, and enjoy this segment.
Hey there, Rancho kids. It's me, Mr. David. I am so excited to be with you here again. You can see I am fully in vacation mode, and I am ready to draw with you another Disney character. I bet you can tell who it is. It's Christopher Robin's favorite bear, Winnie the Pooh. I'm so excited I even have a mask for him, but I don't think I really need it for this. So let's get started. Now, Winnie the Pooh, he is a teddy bear. So we're gonna draw a really big circle with smaller circles inside of it. So let's start off with a guideline. You really light with your pencil, and don't worry about erasing. We're gonna lock those lines in a little bit later. Now your circle doesn't have to be perfect, but it is the structure for his entire face. So take a look, make sure it's pretty circular. I'm happy with that. So now I'm gonna do a giant plus sign in the middle. And straight down and straight across. Now that we have this giant circle with the plus sign, we'll do a smaller circle underneath. This circle here forms his button nose, and that's gonna be the really big snout that comes out of a bear. Now, the next part is a little tricky, so here's what I suggest. We're gonna draw his little brown or black nose, so start off by doing a light triangle. Think of like drawing a Dorito. Now that you have this snout this nose on the snout, we're gonna round it off to make it look like you took a small bite out of a Dorito. Just like that. Now remember, this isn't the end, right? It looks a little sketchy because this is a sketch. Then we'll fill it in a little bit later. Now that I have his face, his head, his snout, and his nose, we gotta give him his big smile because Winnie the Pooh has a really big smile to eat all that honey. So I'm gonna draw a big curve about halfway up this way, and then I'm gonna match it on the other side. These are the big things that forms in his cheeks when he's so happy to see that pot of honey or maybe a good friend. Then I'll draw a light line that connects from the curve down to the bottom around here, You can make the grin smaller, you can make it bigger, but remember this is just a sketch. We'll fill it in a little bit later. Now, Winnie the Pooh doesn't just have a round shape. He also, well, he eats a lot of honey, and he's a honey bear, right? So he has to have these really big cheeks. So we'll draw these big cheeks by kind of swooping out and swooping in. And don't worry if it doesn't come out perfect. Your bear could be a little bit different than my bear. That's a ton of fun things about drawing. Now I'll match it on the other side as best as I can. Now, this kind of looks like a dog. You can actually go a lot of different ways with this shape. We're gonna make it more of a teddy bear. So now that I have this kind of side view, I need to give him his eyes. Now, I'm gonna warn you right now, this part's gonna look a little weird until we add in some more details, so bear with me. So we're gonna draw these circles right here that are his button eyes. Then one that goes on the other side. That's a little weird, I know. We're gonna fill this in, so we'll get rid of this really quickly. We're gonna start to fill in and lock in some lines. So I'm gonna go over with a darker color, or if you're using a pencil or a pen, just draw a little bit harder and pick the lines that you like the most. All right, so we've locked in some of our lines, and now we're gonna do one of my favorite parts, it's shading in. So not only does his nose need to be a little bit darker, but on any drawing you do, the eyes, the pupils, the dark black spots should be the darkest part of your page, always. Now, we're gonna start to fill in some more details to make him look truly like a teddy bear. One of those things is how his nose, his snout, lifts up so there's a crease that forms across the top of his nose. That's gonna go right about there. You're not gonna fill it in all the way, it's just kind of a crease, make it a little bit darker. Now we're gonna go ahead and fill up the top of his head and then also his ears. So I'm gonna swoop up a bit, and this part is also a little tricky. So my bear might turn out a little bit different than yours. You're kind of leveling it off at the top on the sides and then curving it upwards. We just don't want it to look like a Frankenstein monster. I think we're getting there. Now the best part of this drawing that'll really make Winnie the Pooh pop and make him look like a tubby, cuddly, what is the phrase? Tubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff.
Whoa!
That was, I haven't said that in a while.
Say that again.
He's a tubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff.
3 times fast.
Tubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff. Tubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff. Tubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff.
You try it, kids.
Also, did you know that he has his friend Eeyore? Right? You know Eeyore always losing his tail? You know where he gets his tail back when he needs to fix it?
No.
The retail store.
Oh,
I'm filled with jokes. That's right, I need my own button. All right guys, this part, it's not gonna be giant circles. These are kind of like mostly circles that form the little tufts of his ears. So make him as big as you want. Don't make them perfect circles though. I don't want them to like hang out. I think it'll be a little bigger. So I'm gonna lock this in. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Now, there's 2 more little details we're gonna put in and we're almost done. Winnie the Pooh has a ton of expressions because he wants to show love and affection, or sometimes he's bummed out or he's just really upset there's no honey. So we need some eyebrows to give him some emotion. So I'll just draw little black lines up at the top here. You can make them really bushy, you can make them really thin. It all depends on how he's feeling. Then, because Winnie the Pooh never goes anywhere without a very special red sweater, we're gonna draw the collar of his sweater. And it's very simple. You go down to the middle of the bottom of your guideline and pretend that you're drawing like a cartoon bird or maybe the side of a book. So here's what I mean by that. You go swoop out, and swoop out. And this forms the basics of his shirt. And because his collar wraps around, we're gonna draw a line on the side, kind of like a C, and then jut out. And then draw a line like a C and then jut out. All right, I'm gonna fill this in with red, really lightly. And you can see this is our Winnie the Pooh. And the last thing you always gotta do whenever you draw anything, because you are a future animator, is you sign it. Let's go. There you have it. Kids, that is Winnie the Pooh.
Wow. I was a little nervous. I didn't know if, I mean, it's the first one of the year, and I didn't know we'd
Nervous
be able
about drawing or nervous about
the episode.
Oh, the episode.
The whole episode. I mean, weren't you a little nervous?
No. No.
I don't know why I was thinking like New Year, maybe
This
a
is
little more
not
difficult.
our first rodeo, and I feel like we're just getting more and more and more comfortable and
That's
in a
true.
groove
That's
here,
true.
right?
That's true. Kids, are you thinking that that we should just? I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. I was really stupid. I'm a dumb person.
Just
Okay, quick.
I'm dumb. All right, ready?
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, I hate that.
Wow. I mean, I don't want to like celebrate too early, but I think we actually did it.
We did as in past tense?
Well, like I think
we're done?
I think we made it through.
Yeah.
Like we made it through the first episode of 2021. I was a little
we
worried that new year, new hurdles, new difficulties, but I think that we have. I mean, as they say in the business, this one's in the can.
That sounds like the trash can. I don't like anything about what you just said.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. I mean, anyway, we made it through. Were you nervous?
No, not at all. I'm just pumped, Ryan. This is
exciting.
like you say, we're done with the first episode. I say this is like our launching. We're ready to just like
perspective. I like that. I like
soar
that. So
into
you're super excited for what's ahead in 2021.
100%.
Next week we start a new season, a new season,
channel.
a new channel, and a new series.
Yes.
This is exciting.
Oh, and I bet you DeVito's gonna make another cool like little intro.
Oh my goodness.
That's what he does.
He does like to just add a little spice in there.
Yeah.
He's like a little mad side. He's like, let's put a little of that in there, a little bit of that. Oh, a little dash of this.
I know.
That's what he does. I love it.
Every once in a while,
yes.
we don't approve, but.
Well, hey, this is exciting. Let's just go ahead and prepare for next week.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for kids. Thank you for watching this week. We've had a blast.
Can I say Happy New Year again? Happy New Year, you guys! Welcome to 2021! Let's go win. Let's go slay.
Let that be your motto this year.
Slay all day.
I love it. Take it easy, kiddos. We will see you next week.
Bye, guys.